Hey everyone, Diego here. Welcome back to the channel. In this vid we have the two evasive giants of the meta facing off. Blurple versus RubyAmethyst. I've been testing quite a bit for set champs and looking forward to it with the results I've been getting with Blurple, aka my favorite ink combination. So we start off by drawing into an Elsa, friends on the other side, sail the Azurite Sea, 2 Merlin Crab, Genie, and a Popsicle. We definitely want to mulligan our duplicate crab, and we didn't find a bell, so we want to mulligan the friends on the other side because we already have a Genie in hand. So we decided to keep everything except for the friends on the other side and one of the crabs. Hopefully we find a bell to pair with the Popsicle on turn 1, but looks like we found another friends on the other side and a Diablo. Well, at least we have a 1-drop to play with the Sail the Azurite Sea on turn 2, which is pretty good. That's probably better than we were hoping for. Alright, we're on the play, and we start off by, I believe, inking a friends and playing a Diablo, and then passing. My opponent inks Fox, and plays a Box followers and passes. I draw. You know, lately I've been thinking whether if I find a Diablo and a Popsicle on my starting hand, if I don't have the Sail the Azurite Sea and it's a Tipo instead, I think I'd rather play the Popsicle over the Diablo, because the Popsicle is an immediate draw and eventually we'll draw into our bell and that bell will be for free. So I think that's how I'm going to play it from now on. But if I have Sail the Azurite Sea and I know I'll be playing both, I'd rather play the Diablo first and then the Popsicle on turn 2, since the Diablo will at least give me lore. And yeah, we play the Popsicle after on the Sail the Azurite Sea turn. And then on our turn 3 we play the big beautiful Iago. The best, literally the best card against RubyAmethyst this format. They have no real way to efficiently or like in a clean manner get rid of him without, you know, either Be Prepared or Lady Tremaine. But nobody's really playing Lady Tremaine right now, and Be Prepared, they have to also sacrifice their own characters. So here I pop the Popsicle to heal Elsa. I don't want her to be in range of any rush characters. My opponent plays a rabbit to draw and then passes. We ready up, draw, ink to go, play the Genie, draw a card, and then we quest for a total of 2 with Elsa and Iago, putting us to 3 lore to my opponent's 2. My opponent sings Be King Undisputed with his rabbit. I choose to banish my Elsa because Iago is just too valuable in this matchup, and Genie quest for 2, and we need to get ahead in lore. Then my opponent plays a Pegasus and passes. I draw, I ink a bell. If we still would have had the Popsicle on board, that bell would have been free, but we found the need to use the Popsicle before we can find a bell, so it's all good. At this point I'm at 7 ink, so any of my characters is in range. Primarily that Hades, our boss character. By this time of the game we definitely want to have at least one of them in our hand. So in this case we play Elsa, we take out the Pegasus, we quest with everybody else for 3, putting us to 6 to our opponent's 2, and then we pass. My opponent plays a rabbit to draw, they ink a brawl and pass. We ready up, draw. We're feeling pretty good right now. Our board is pretty nice. We're able to take care of anything my opponent exerts with Iago. And then now we play the Manor, putting our opponent in a tougher spot. What do you guys think about the Manor? I know that some people run Manor, some people run the library, and some people run the castle, which is the least run, I think, at this time. I don't think too many people run the castle, but I think the castle's pretty good if you ask me. Our opponent blows up the board with Be Prepared. They get a draw off of the rabbit. We get 2 lore off of the manor. Play a bell and a Tipo. Playing Tipo on turn what? 7 always feels nice. Just kidding. Our opponent inks a Pegasus. Plays an Elsa, exerts our Tipo, and takes out the Tipo. Actually, no. Hits the mana for 2, and then plays Le Faux, his signature card, and then readies the Elsa to take out the mana and passes. We sing Friends on the Other Side with Belle. Probably our favorite character to sing Friends, since usually it's on turn 2. We play a goat, gain a lore, putting us to 14 after questing with Tipo, and we pass. Our opponent plays a rabbit, they draw. They play a genie of their own, they draw. LeFou takes out Tipo, and Elsa quest for 1, putting my opponent to 4 to my 14. At this point, my opponent's first priority is to try to take out my board, because or else I'm gonna hit that 20. So I quest for 2, a total of 2 with Go and Bell. I play my Hades proxy, Gaston, inking away that genie, and then pass. My opponent quests for 3, putting him to 7. Looks like he exerted 7 ink. I think we know what's coming. Be prepared. Blows up the board, takes out everyone. He draws again off a rabbit. I gain a lure off of the goat. And then my opponent passes. Already up. Don't really remember what we were talking about here. I draw. For 2, I'll play another Tipo. I swear that happens sometimes. Sometimes you get all your ramp characters like in the really late game, and it's like, what can you do? So I play a Bell just because we need the lore. We want to finish off the game. My opponent plays another rabbit to draw. I think that rabbit's drawn my opponent so many times. Or actually 2 of them are in the discard because of Be Prepared, so he found his 3rd rabbit. I play a genie, I draw, I quest for 2, putting me at 19 to my opponent's 7 with Bell, and I pass. The only thing that can save my opponent here is either 2 King Undisputed or another Be Prepared. Yep, he's gonna sing Be King Undisputed. So here, I believe I choose the genie just in case he has a brawl. I don't want to choose the bell and then have the brawl banish the genie or any other card that banishes two strength or less characters or 3 strength or less characters. So I'm trying to play around all of that. He plays a LeFou, readies his rabbit. He plays a fox, bouncing the rabbit to draw. This fox is definitely going to take out my bell. Otherwise, I win next turn. And then he hard casts Friends on the Other Side to draw 2 and passes. I draw. I have 7 ink. For 5, I play Elsa, take out the LeFou. And I believe I pass here. Yep. My opponent draws. Finds a Peter Pan. Yep, and finds the Maui Shark. The Maui Shark's definitely gonna take out my Elsa. triggering its effect to grab an action from the discard. The good thing is that he can't play that action. He doesn't have a character that can sing, and he doesn't have enough ink to play anything else. He grabbed the Be King Undisputed just so he can take out anything that we play the following turn. So I play a Genie to draw, Ink a Fox, play Iago. My opponent plays an Elsa, exerts the Genie. Shark takes out the Genie. He's gonna recover another action from the discard, and he already has the Be King Undisputed, so 100% that's coming down on my Iago. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's the move. That's the 100% the move. He inks a Magic Broom and then plays the Be King Undisputed, banishing my Iago. Quest with Peter Pan, putting him at 9 to my 19. What is this, the third turn I'm at 19? I play a big Elsa, exerting the Shark and the Elsa, the opposing Elsa, and then I pass. My opponent plays a Rabbit to draw. Plays her Friends to draw 2 more. Gains the lore because of Maui Shark's ability. Then plays another Be King Undisputed, banishing my Elsa. Putting my opponent to 11 to my 19. My opponent inks a Pegasus. It's crazy. I've been at 19 for so many turns and my opponent is slowly catching up. We gotta wrap this up quick. My opponent passes. Am I gonna draw a goat? A popsicle? Play an Elsa, take out the Maui Shark, we trade. I chose to take the Maui Shark instead of just keeping the Elsa ready, because that Maui Shark, depending on what he has in his hand, can gain so much lore that it can win him the game. My opponent quests with everybody, putting him to 14. Well, with everybody that he can quest with. And yep, he takes game 1 just like that. That is insane. Insane. Kept me at 19 for so long. That's good. That's GG's. RubyAmethyst takes game 1. Alright, game 2. We start off by drawing into an Elsa, Hades, Belle, Popsicle, Big Elsa, and friends on the other side. We're definitely going to keep our best turn 1 play, Popsicle and Belle. We also found friends on the other side, which we can sing with Belle on turn 2. So we're 100% keeping that. Everything else, we're going to mulligan away to find a 4-drop. And yup, there we go. Merlin Goat, Iago, Elsa, and Sail the Azurite Sea. Perfect hand. Literally perfect. It's crazy because since we have the Popsicle, Belle, friends on the other sideline, we're gonna draw 5 times before we reach our turn 3. Crazy. So there you go, the best turn 1 play for Blurple. My opponent inks a snake, plays a Trinabox Followers, and passes. Immediately we sing friends on the other side to draw 2. 100% the play you have to make. Then I play Sail the Azurite Sea, drawing another card, inking a Diablo to play another Popsicle, and we find another Belle, double Belle on turn 2. Well, 2 Bells on turn 2. My opponent quests for 1 with Trinabox Followers, popping it to draw. They ink a Magic Broom, play a Pegasus, and pass. You ready up? Draw. Gonna ink a crab. And play Iago. Since we're facing RubyAmethyst, and that's literally the most important card when you're going against them. And then we quest for 2 with the bells and pass. We quested with the bells because we don't mind trading into the Pegasus. As Blurple players, we want to control the board at all times, and at least we get that one quest when our opponent will be kind of forced to challenge into our bells. My opponent inks an Elsa, the 5th spirit, and for 1 plays a Diablo, quest for 1 with the Pegasus, and passes. I think he wants us to be the ones to challenge into the Pegasus, trying to break down our Iago, so maybe in the following turn he can come and finish it off with some of his rush characters. I ink a Fox. Also comes down, exerts Diablo. Bella and Elsa take out my opponent's characters out to dinner, and I pass. After questing with everybody, putting me to 4 to my opponent's 2. My opponent inks a Magic Broom, plays a Rabbit, and passes. Already up, draw. I play a Genie, draw a card. I ink a Crab. Then I quest with the 2 bells, the Iago and the Elsa, for a total of 4 lore, putting me to 8 to my opponent's 2. And then I pass. My opponent brawls my Genie. And then for 1 plays the Magic Broom. Honestly, I think the 2 bells by turn 2 really impacted the game, because if they wanted to play the Peter Pan Rush, it would trade into them. So yeah, we got a lot of we're getting still a lot of value from these bells. I'm gonna play a Sell the Azurite Sea, draw a card. Then for 4, I'm gonna play another Genie, draw. Then I'm gonna quest for a total of 4, putting me to 12 to my opponent's 2. I bet my opponent can't wait to get a 7/7 ink so he can play that Be Prepared. They quest with the Magic Broom. Always remember to quest with the Magic Broom before you play another character if you're planning on popping it to draw. My opponent plays an Elsa. Here my opponent misplays, forgets to pop the Magic Broom. So since we're testing for set champs, we just decide to take the match a little bit more seriously, and my opponent opts to not go back and trigger the ability. You want to learn how to play with the consequences. I draw, I quest with only Genie because I want to secure that 2 lore that he gives you. Bell will take out Magic Broom. I don't want to grant him that draw on the following turn. Bell takes out Rabbit, and Iago takes out the Elsa. I'm gonna play a Fox, bouncing the Genie. 1 for a Diablo, and I pass. My opponent plays his own Genie to draw. Inks a LeFou, plays a Peter Pan, giving all evasive characters rush. Genie takes out one of my bells. Then here I think he's thinking whether he should crash Peter Pan into my belt, but he chooses not to. He passes, I ready up, draw. Here, honestly, we just want to race, so we quest with everybody except for the Iago to 17. And then we quest with the Iago to putting us at 19, and then we play a goat, putting us at 19. It's pretty much GG's here. unless my opponent is running um, a pirate's life. But either even that, it wouldn't really do much. I have just way too many characters on board. My opponent plays a Maui Shark, takes out a Bell. He picks up the Brawl from his discard. At this point, my opponent mentioned that he just wanted to end the round with a bang. So I'm curious as to what he's trying to do. Yep, there it is. He sings Be King Undisputed, knowing that I'll take out my goat to get to 20. GG's. Blurple takes game 2. Alright, game 3. We start off by drawing a Friends on the other side, Sail the Azurite Sea, Merlin Goat, Manor, Genie, and Iago. I know for a fact we're keeping Sail the Azurite Sea and both Genie and Iago. And we mulligan everything else because we want to find a 1-drop, hopefully the Bell and Pop combo. And looks like we don't find a 1-drop, but that's okay. Since we ramp, we're not really worried about this. At least we have cards in hand that we wouldn't mind inking at all. If you're enjoying the gameplay, please consider subscribing and liking the video. I would appreciate it greatly. My opponent starts off by inking a Diablo and playing Eternal Box Followers and passes. I ink a Crab and pass, since we didn't find a 1-drop in our mulligan. My opponent inks a Diablo, plays a Pegasus, quests with the Eternal Box Followers, and passes. He didn't pop it because there's no threat to it, so might as well gain more lore while you can. I play the Sail the Azurite Sea and pass. My opponent plays the Peter Pan, quest for 2 with Eternal Box Followers and Pegasus, putting him at 3 to my 0 and passes. No threat still for the Eternal Box, so he's gonna continue getting that lore. I play an Iago and pass. So now the threat is real. This time my opponent quests with the Eternal Box Followers and does decide to pop it. So at least gain that lore before it gets popped by the Iago. Sings Friends on the other side with Peter Pan and draws 2. If you play Blurple, comment down below what is your favorite character to play following an Iago on turn 5, or on turn 4 rather. To be honest, mine is Iago into a character and then Bell to transfer the damage. That always feels really nice. My opponent plays a whole bunch of characters and passes. I draw. I could go. Not really useful right now. Want to see it during the end game, so for now it's just ink. Then I play Elsa. Then Iago takes Peter Pan out to dinner. And I pass. My opponent plays a rabbit, draws a card, inks a fox. If they really wanted to, they could take out the Iago here, but that would also wipe their whole entire board at the same time, so I don't think they want to do that. I think they're trying to maybe find something that can banish my Elsa without challenging, and then maybe Be King Undisputed my Iago. Since we know now that my opponent does run that. Elsa's gonna sing Friends on the other side. I draw 2. Also, my apologies for the glare. I know it's tough to see the cards in the middle of my opponent's playmat. Looks like I might have a Bell, either a Bell or another Elsa. I exerted 5 ink there and then changed my mind. I'm gonna ink a Crab, then exert 5 ink, play a Bell, transfer damage to a Pegasus. It only had 2. My Iago only had 2 damage, so taking a Pegasus out is better than inflicting the damage onto Rabbit and not taking it out, or Iago, since we want to keep our evasive characters alive. Then we play a Diablo and quest for 1 with our Elsa, putting us to 1 to my opponent's 4 and pass. My opponent plays a rabbit, draws a card. To be honest, the Blurple versus RubyAmethyst matchup, it's kind of slow because there's a lot of standoffs where neither player wants to challenge or exert their characters because they know that the moment they do, it's their board is pretty much gonna get cleared. As you just saw, my opponent crashed his Pegasus into my Elsa, either setting up for a Peter Pan play on his next turn or trying to put my Elsa in a spot where if it challenges anything on his board, my Elsa will get banished. But I believe that was a misplay because you kind of never want to set those kind of things up when you know your opponent runs a bell, because they can just move that damage onto one of his characters, and in this scenario all his characters would, any character that I move the damage to would get banished. So here Diablo crashes into one of his characters so I can draw, and then Iago takes out the Exerted Rabbit. My opponent draws. And for 5 I play the bell, moving the damage onto the rabbit, and then Elsa cleanly with no damage on it takes out the Ifu. And then I pass. My opponent plays a genie, draws a card. My PC is ready for liftoff in the background. My opponent inks a Diablo. Plays a Peter Pan. Now all his characters have rush. And they pass, leaving their characters ready. I draw. I'm just gonna quest with both bells since they both are the ones with the 2 lore. I want to take advantage of that. Elsa is gonna exert Genie. Iago takes out Genie. To be honest, looking back, I should have 100% taken out Peter Pan because he has enough ink for Maui Shark, and Maui Shark can just come in and start recovering those actions. And then you can see my opponent looking through his discard, so you know 100% he has the shark in his hand. And yep, down comes the Maui Shark with rush as well because he has the Peter Pan in play. Who's he gonna run it into? He takes out one of my bells and then looks through his discard. Gets the friends on the other side. And he's gonna sing friends on the other side with Peter Pan. Draws 2. So yeah, the good thing is we have Iago, which can take out Shark on my next turn. So we're not really too worried about the Shark right now. Already up, draw. So here my priority is taking out both Shark and Peter Pan. And we have just the tools to do so already in play. So Elsa is going to take out the Shark. We want to keep our Iago in play because he's the most valuable against RubyAmethyst. I play a Genie to draw. And then Elsa's just going to quest for 1, putting me to 9 to my opponent 7. I pass. My opponent draws. They quest for 1 with the Magic Broom, putting them to 8 to my 9. They play a Peter Pan, popping the Magic Broom to draw. They still have 5 ink to their disposal. For 4, my opponent plays B King Undisputed. I'm I'm gonna choose Iago here just because if I choose any other character other than Iago, my opponent gets to run his Peter Pan into my Iago still, because Iago's already at 4 damage, so he could potentially take out 2 of my characters that turn. So I just choose Iago and put every other character out of range for Peter Pan. So on my turn, I immediately just quest with both Genie and Belle because they quest for 2, putting me at 13 to my opponent's 8. Ooh, and then here I shift Big Elsa onto Elsa, freezing the Peter Pan, and I quest for a total of 3, putting me at 16 to my opponent's 8. We have lethal here, so my opponent has to find a way to answer my board. My opponent plays Friends on the other side, hard casting it. Hate to see it. My opponent inks Chernobog's Followers. Plays a Fox, bouncing the Peter Pan. Fox is gonna take out the Belle. Trade. Plays the Peter Pan again. Puts 2 damage into Genie. And scoops it up. GG's. Blurple takes the match. As always, I really appreciate you taking the time to watch my videos, and if you're enjoying the content, please consider subscribing and liking the video.